Hello there. Thanks so much for joining me today. My name is Stephanie, and I will be your yoga teacher for today. Today is day 10. It's the last day I'm going to be able to display the numbers on my hand. Technically, I guess I could do like 11 and 12, but nonetheless, I have 10 fingers. Today's day 10, maxing out my fingers. All kinds of needless information, but that's okay. I'm not going to edit this out. We are going to begin in a Shavasana, everyone's favorite position. It's also known as corpse pose. So go ahead and meet me on your mat in your most beautiful Shavasana. Legs out long, and spine is all the way on the mat. Go ahead and tuck those shoulder blades, and go ahead and close down those eyes. Go ahead and put that nice grin on your face. Maybe even a big smile here, knowing that we are starting in a resting position versus yesterday's down dog start. Letting the body know that we're going to keep it interesting. It's not going to be the same thing every day. Today's focus is going to be all about flushing it out. Detoxing the body here. We've worked really hard on ourselves for the past 9 days. So I think today can be a little more nice. Go ahead and take a moment to notice how you're feeling here. Letting go of the thoughts that keep popping up. And returning your focus back to your breath. The stillness that comes with yoga can be very uncomfortable sometimes. But when we find the peace with the stillness, with our physical bodies, with our mental chatter, we start to become aware of ourselves and the control that we do have. It's amazing the things that pop up when we start to take notice of ourselves. We just, as humans, spend a lot of time focused outside of us. So at least for 30 minutes a day, you are focusing on you. Way to go. Go ahead and give yourself a round of applause. Way to go. You go and flutter those eyes back open. We're going to pull the right knee into the chest. So just hug that right knee. Go ahead and roll that right ankle. Roll it one way. And then reverse the roll towards the other side. And pull it over to the right, a little opener here. Taking the left hand on the left hip, making sure it stays down. Back to middle and release that right leg down. Pull the left knee in. Hug that left knee. And roll that ankle. So roll it one way. And then roll it the other way. Nice. Open up that hip. Right hand goes to the right hip so you can keep it down on the ground. A little hip opener here. Nice. And release that left knee down. Right leg up. So I want you to have a nice little bend in your right leg here. We're just stretching through the leg. So you can either pull right here behind your thighs. We don't ever want to pull from our knees, but we can pull from our calf, keeping the bend in the knee. No reason to have it straight. Or maybe even pulling from the ankle. We're trying to keep both shoulders on the mat. So if you find that you're like this to grab, go ahead and release back down and bend that knee. Find where this feels good for you. We're not crunching or clenching or holding. It should be nice and gentle. And then go ahead and open it up to the right, taking that left hand on that left hip, keeping the slight bend in the right knee. This is so good for our low backs. I just got done reading a book, and it talks about how so much low back pain comes from tight hamstrings. I was kind of like, oh, well, I could see how. Okay, let's bring that right leg all the way across, keeping that bend, keeping both shoulders on the ground. So if you are here and your shoulder starts coming up, just stay here. You just want to keep the shoulder on the ground. A little variated supine twist here. Keeping it interesting. And back to center. Go ahead and release that right leg down. And then we're going to go to the left side. So pick that left leg up and find your happy grabbing place here. It's either going to be behind the thigh. Please, left knee has a bend in it. Or maybe from your calf. Never from the knee. Maybe the ankle even. And maybe even the feet. And go ahead and open that out to the left. Right hand comes to the right hip to keep it down on the ground. So yeah, this is stretching our hamstrings along with our glute muscles. And these all can pull at our low back, our psoas muscle. We have so many things that pull at our low backs. And since we stay seated in chairs, they get tight. They don't ever get stretched the way they need to. Therefore, it creates low back pain. And it's an epidemic across the United States. Probably other areas too. It's just the book I read was talking about that. Go ahead and take that left leg all the way across to the right. Keeping both the shoulders on the ground. Not losing that integrity. And we're still breathing. We're not holding or clenching here. Yeah, you should be very proud of yourself for showing up and doing this work. Pain is something that we don't want, especially if it's pain that we can prevent with simple movement. Why not? Beautiful. Go ahead and come back to center. Hug those knees in and let's be childlike and rock and roll up to seated. So go ahead and let this massage your back just a few times. Rocking front and back. And up to seated. So we're just going to come into a nice seated, easy pose here. We're going to get some twists and some bends. So let's go ahead and do our twist first. Go ahead and inhale, arms up. And let's open up to the right. Gaze goes behind you. Allow the inhales to lengthen and the exhales to take you deeper. Send in that loving energy into the tight spots. And inhale, come back to center, arms up, and open up to the left. Nice long spine. Gaze is going towards the back of the room. Nice deep breaths here. And on your next inhale, go and sweep those arms up. Go and plant the left hand down. Right arm goes over towards the left. You should feel this all down the right side body here. Should feel very nice. If you're looking for a little more, you can come on that forearm. Gaze is towards the ceiling. Beautiful. On your next inhale, come back up, around. Right arm plants, left hand sweeps over. Stretching all down that left side body now. Gaze is up towards the ceiling. And if you want more, you can drop down to that forearm. Cracking open our side bodies. And inhale, come back up to center. Let's go ahead and come over into all fours position. Making sure that our hips are over our knees and our shoulders are over our wrist. Knees are about hip width apart. Hands are about shoulder width apart. Gaze is straight down, neutral tilt in that pelvis, making that spine straight. Breathe. Drop that belly and lift that chest. Exhale, round through the spine, coming into cat. Inhale, chest lifts, belly drops, cow. Exhale, round through that spine for cat. Inhale, lift that chest, drop that belly, and exhale, round. Beautiful. And tuck those toes. Come on into plank. Just hold in for just a second. We're going to step up with our right foot and then go ahead and step up with our left. Coming into our ragdoll here in our forward fold. So just grab opposite elbows and give it a gentle sway, left to right. Deep bend in those knees, trying to get the belly to touch the thighs. On your next inhale, go ahead and come up halfway lift, making sure the weight is in the toes. Long spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, arms all the way up overhead. And exhale down through heart center. Good job. Inhale, arms up. Maybe a slight back bend here. And slice through that sky. Forward fold. Plant those hands. Step the right foot back, followed by the left. Lower down the knees, the chest and the chin. Come through to cobra. And meet me back in a downward facing dog. Beautiful. First down dog of the day. So go ahead and take your dog on a nice little walk here. Pressing equally through both of those shoulders. Go ahead and sweep that right leg up towards the sky. Three-legged dog. Maybe open those hips. See what that feels like
to open and close the hip. And let's go ahead, knee to nose, and step forward in between the hands. Let's lower down that left knee and rise up into our low lunge. Beautiful. Smile. Hands are up, overhead. We're breathing here. Our right knee's not splaying over that right ankle. Again, tuck those left toes. Come up into our high lunge. Nice. Breathe. Maybe open those arms up into cactus. Expansive through that chest. Maybe a nice little back bend. Gazes forward or up. And exhale. Frame that right foot and step it back into downward dog. Again, a vinyasa here. So if you want to do this with us, roll forward into plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Push up to our upward facing dog. And then push back into downward facing dog. Nice. On your next inhale, go ahead and sweep your left leg up. 3-leg dog. Square hips. And then open up to see what it feels like to open and close the hips. And then bring it through knee to nose and step it through. Lower down that right knee and rise up. Low lunge or crescent lunge. Breathe. Left knee is not splaying over that left ankle here. And let's go and inhale to rise up into our high lunge. Breathing, maybe put in those arms in cactus. Opening through that chest. Slight little back bend here. And frame that foot. Step it back, down dog. Roll forward into plank. Lower down chaturanga. Push up. Upward facing dog. And push back. Downward facing dog. Take you a couple deep breaths here before we move on to the next one. On your next inhale, sweep the right leg up and come knee to elbow. 3-leg dog. And knee to nose and step it through. On your next inhale, we're going to rise up into high lunge. Nice deep breath here. We're going to come down for a revolved side angle. So left hand plants beside that right foot, and our right hand sweeps up towards the sky. Gaze follows. Breathe. Send that loving energy into the tight spaces. Inhale, or on your next exhale, plant that hand, frame that foot. Step back, downward facing dog. Let's go and roll forward into plank. Lower down chaturanga. Push up into our upward facing dog. Push back, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Next side. On your next inhale, sweep the left leg up. And knee to elbow. 3-leg dog. Knee to nose. And step it through. Allow your inhale to rise you up into our high lunge. We are smiling, happy yogis here. And revolve side angle. So bring that right hand beside the left foot. Left hand sweeps up towards the sky, and our gaze follows. Smiling and breathing. No clenching or holding here. Very nice. Plant that hand, frame that foot, and step back. Downward facing dog. Let's roll forward into plank. Lower down chaturanga. Push up, upward facing dog. Push back into downward facing dog. Take you a couple deep breaths here. And we are going to hop, step, or jump to the top of the mat. And inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold over both those legs. Inhale, root to rise, arms all the way up overhead. Exhale them down through heart center. Very good job. So we're going to come into a chair position here. So go ahead and bring those feet together, zipping that zipper up here. Hands at heart center. And let's sit back into our beautiful pretend fluffy chair here. Keeping our knees together. Breathing. We're going to revolve to the right. So our left elbow is going to come on the inside or the outside of our right knee. Keeping the knees together. Trying to bring your heart center to where your hands are at prayer position. And go ahead and see if you can step back with the left foot. So now we are in our lunge position, revolved. Breathe. And go ahead and rise up and open those arms up for a revolved high lunge here. And go ahead and windmill those arms. Frame that right foot and step back. Downward dog. Roll forward. Plank. Lower down chaturanga. Push up. Upward facing dog. Meet me back. Downward facing dog. Whew. Go ahead and take a cleansing breath. Deep, deep inhale and let it all out through your mouth. Hop, step, or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, arms all the way up overhead. Exhale down through heart center. Beautiful. Go ahead and take those feet together. Zip those legs up. And let's sit back in our most beautiful chair. You got this. Let's go ahead and revolve to the left. So right elbow goes to the outside of the left knee. Gazes towards the ceiling. No holding or clenching here. And let's step back with our right leg to our lunge here. If you fall, it's okay. Just come back to it. Best part of being a yogi. You get to try and fall and try and fall and laugh and do it and finally nail it. Okay, on your next inhale, go ahead and come up. Revolved high lunge. Breathing.
smiling. We are happy to be here working on our bodies. And windmill these arms over, straighten that left foot, step back, downward facing dog. Roll forward into plank, lower down, chaturanga. Push up, upward facing dog. Meet me back, downward facing dog. That was really, really good. Go ahead and come forward onto your knees. Okay, so we're coming into our hero. We're going to do half hero on both legs, and then we'll try for full hero. So go ahead. We can bring our legs out long in Padimottanasana here, or seated fold. We're going to bring this left ankle over here behind the left hip. So this looks like that. We used to sit like this when we were children. Remember, you are dealing with a big child right here. So I like to do the child things. This is going to be a major, major stretch through the front of your thigh. We're going to take this in baby steps. If you're here and you're like, this is pulling enough, stay here. Find your calm, find your stillness right here. If you want a little more, you can come back to the forearms. And if you feel like you're here and you still want a little more, we can come all the way back. Just focusing on your breath here. Sending love, that loving energy awareness to that tight thigh bone or thigh muscles. You can close your eyes or keep them open, whichever you prefer. And on your next inhale, let's gently come back to our elbows if you are all the way down and slowly peel up. So go ahead and swing that left leg back out long, and let's try our right leg back. Okay, so same options on this side. If this is plenty, please stay here. No reason to stretch the knee bones weird, or I don't know why I want to keep saying knees, the knee tendons and joints and muscles weirdly. If this is enough, please do stay here. If you'd like more, go ahead and come on back to those forearms first. See how this feels. And if you want a little more, go ahead and lay all the way back. Nice deep breaths. Slowly begin to peel yourself up. Now we're going to come into full hero. I like to get into full hero a little bit differently than this. So let's go ahead and come up to our knees and then take our knees enough to where we can sit back in between our feet. So we're in like a standing kneeling. Our knees are way outside of our hips, so our hips can just sit right on back. This is full hero, okay? So we were doing the half hero. So once again, if you can't get into this position, do the half hero again. If you can get into this position and your legs are screaming right now, stay here. This is fantastic. And this is a very, very, very childlike seated pose. If you want more, you know what we're coming into here. Onto the elbows first. Breathe. And if you want more, go ahead and drop all the way down. Maybe you're giving your nice feet a little massage, showing them that love. You're here for them. You care for them just as much as all the other parts of your body. On your next inhale, go ahead and slowly start to peel yourself back up. Come forward and swing those legs to the side. Let's go ahead and windshield wiper the legs left to right here. Releasing through those hips. I got a little bit zenned out there. Finding that stillness and being able to absorb into it is money. There's power there. Most people cannot just find peace and stillness. So let's go and come back into our nice easy seat. We started in Shavasana, so we're going to end in a seated Shavasana. Go ahead and close those eyes down. You can have your hands at heart center, right over the left or left over the right, or you can have them on your knees, grounded down, or palms up to receive, whichever you prefer here. Go ahead and find your most beautiful, easy pose here. Take a few deep breaths in and out the mouth, allowing it to come back to its natural rhythm. Day number 10 complete. Let's go ahead and give you another round of applause here. Very good job. Give yourself a pat on the back. It's not easy, but you're doing it. You are a rock star. I hope that this practice has allowed you to flush some stuff out, and I hope that you feel amazing right now. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you back on the mat tomorrow for day 11. Namaste.